Good evening, students. Today we are going to study about logistic regressions. So, logistic regression is a specialized form of regression that is formulated basically to predict the binary categorical variable rather than our metric dependent variable. Here, the dependent variable is binary type. Binary type means the value will be in 0 and 1 type categorical variable. Okay, so it will be either 0 or 1 category, so it is called categorical variable rather than metric dependent variable. So metric means the variable that are measured quantitatively, for example height, weight, you know, length. These are metric variables. So here the dependent variable will be categorical binary variable. Okay, the form of logistic regression variate is very similar to our multiple regression variate. Here the variate represents a single multivariate relationship with regression coefficient which have relative impact on predictor variable. Okay, these coefficient, like in our linear regression equation, y was equal to like beta naught plus beta 1 x. So this predictor variable have this regression coefficient b1 has an impact on this predictor variable x. Okay, the logistic regression may be described as by the relationship between single non-metric binary dependent variable and set of metric or non-metric independent variable. So here these independent variables are multiple independent variables first of all, and these independent variables may be metric type or non-metric type, maybe metric type or non-metric type, but this dependent variable is binary type non-metric variable. Okay, binary type non-metric variable, remember these things. Next, logistic regression has a very wide application in the situation where primary objective is to identify the group to which an object belongs to. Suppose we suppose for example a person, a firm, or a product belongs to a particular group or not. The potential application includes predicting anything where the outcome is binary. For example, yes or no. Like a person is a male or female, means it belongs to is a female, suppose it belongs to a yes or no. He's male, means the person is male or not type. Next, in such situation include the success or failure of new product. Okay, suppose we are launching a new product to the market, so this product will be a success or a failure. So a success or failure type, two groups will be here, success or failure. Anyone could be 0, anyone could be 1. So either our product will go to this category or either to this category. Okay, next, predicting whether a firm will be successful. Okay, and very important, deciding whether a person should be granted credit. बैंक को लोन देना है या क्रेडिट देना है, he will decide कि the person comes to the category that he will be able to So he will be able to give back that money. Okay, तो इस कैटेगरी में चाहे बैंक को कैटेगराइज करना हो, चाहे मार्केट को कैटेगराइज करना हो, चाहे पर्सन को कैटेगराइज करना हो, so this logistic regression helps in categorizing a dependent variable. Okay, in each of these instances the objects fall into one of the two groups. Okay, and the objective is to predict and explain the basis of each object's group membership through a set of independent variable जिनको कोई भी रिसर्चर सेलेक्ट करता है. ठीक है, so इसकी मेंबरशिप विल डिपेंड ऑन सेट ऑफ आवर इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, जो भी हमारा रिसर्च क्राइटेरिया है या रिसर्च फील्ड है उसके बेसिस पे. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, व्हाट आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स of logistic regression? Why we are doing logistic regression? It is also a kind of multivariate analysis technique. So what is the difference between logistic regression and other multivariate techniques? So the objective here is to identify the independent variable that impact group membership in the dependent variable. Okay, वो independent variable identify करना that has impact on the dependent variable. Next objective is to establish a classification system based on logistic model, again for determining group membership. Okay, whether it belongs to a yes group or a no group. So this kind of classification, and this classification is based on logistic model. Okay, so these are the objectives, main objectives. Next, here the representation of binary dependent variable. Okay, the logistic regression approaches this task of binary dependent variable representation in a manner more similar to multiple regression. In logistic regression, the two groups of interest as binary variable with values of 0 and 1 are there. It does not matter which group is assigned the value of 1 versus 0. कोई सी भी ग्रुप को हम 0, कोई सी भी ग्रुप को हम 1 असाइन कर सकते हैं. There is no rule of assigning 0 and 1 value, but this assignment must be noted for interpretation of coefficient. पर ध्यान रखना है कि जो भी हमें कोफिशिएंट का इंटरप्रिटेशन करना है वो इसी 0 और 1 बाइनरी वेरिएबल के अकॉर्डिंग करना है. ओके, सो इट विल इफेक्ट the coefficient of independent variable. Next, if the group represents characteristic like for example gender, then either group can be assigned a value 0 a value 1 and the other group can be assigned a value 0. Okay, तो 0 हम मेल को भी कर सकते हैं और 1 फीमेल को भी कर सकते हैं, या ऑल्टरनेट 0 हम फीमेल को कर सकते हैं, 1 मेल को भी कर सकते हैं. So there is no rule of assigning. In such a situation, the coefficient will reflect the impact of independent variable on likelihood of the person being male or female. Okay. So here, suppose y is a dependent variable. The equation is b1 plus b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2. So here the coefficient b1 and b2 will define the impact of these independent variable on dependent variable of or we can say the likelihood of this dependent variable being a male or female. Okay, this will decide, the coefficient will decide whether this dependent variable will come into the category of 0 type or 1 type. Okay, Logistic regression differs from multiple regression, being it is specially designed to predict the probability of event occurring. Okay, किसी भी इवेंट के अकर होने की probability को फाइंड करता है लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन, and the probability of observation being in the group 0 or 1. So all of these probability values may be metric measures, but there are some differences between multiple regression and logistic regression. Okay, we'll understand it later. So why these logistic regression models are used to predict the category, to predict the probability of categorize event that is occurring. Okay, so it uses a logistic curve. Logistic regression uses logistic curve because the binary dependent variable has only two values, 0 and 1. So the predicted value of probability must be between 0 and 1 or within the same range. Okay, so to define relationship between 0 and 1, logistic regression uses this logistic curve. Okay, that represents the relationship between independent and dependent variable. Okay, so if it would have been a linear regression curve, so there would be a linear relationship like this between independent and dependent variable. Okay, but it is a logistic curve. You can see at very low level of independent variable the probability tends to 0. It is never equal to 0, but it tends to 0. But as the value increases, the probability increases, the slope but slope start decreasing, and at the highest values of in the independent variable, the probability approximates to 1. Probability approximates to 1, but it will never exceed the 1 value. Okay, so this is the logistic curve. It is a S shaped curve. Okay, so it shows at a very low level of independent variable, the probability approaches to 0, but it is never 0 exactly. As the independent variable increases, the value of probability also increases, but at the highest value, the probability will approach to 0, but it will never exceed to, approaches to 1, but it will never exceed from 1 value. So the probability of this predicted variable will also be in between the range of 0 to 1. What is the unique nature of dependent variable here? So we know already, we have understood that there is a binary nature of dependent variable, 0 and 1. So it basically violates the assumption of multiple regression. Multiple regression may have the values more than 1 or less than 1. So the first term of discrete variable in a logistic regression follows binomial distribution rather than normal distribution. So the normal distribution does not follow the assumptions of normality like other multiple regression analysis or multivariate analysis techniques. Okay, so it will not follow the assumption of normality first. Uh, Normality. The second, the variance of dichotomous variable means binary variable. The variance of binary variable is not constant here. So we were assuming that variance of the variables within the group or between the group was equal. So it is also not following that assumption, okay, of other multivariate techniques. So it creating the heteroscedasticity heteroscedasticity condition is prevailing here. So what is heteroscedasticity? It means it is the condition in which the variable of dependent variable is unequal across the range of independent variable that are predicting it. Means it has simply unequal scatter. Okay, the independent variable and dependent variable have unequal range of values. Okay, so if it would have been a homoscedasticity, so it will show a unique behavior between independent and dependent variable. So it does not follow the assumptions of other multiple variable, like it will not the variables not follow normal distribution curve, so normality is not there. Second, linearity is not there. There is no linear relation between dependent and independent variable. Third is homogeneity. Homogeneity is also not present between the variants. So it is a heteroscedasticity type variable here. Okay, now we will see the very basic example of logistic regression. The example is about hours studied to pass. Here the hours study are given, and here the result is given. Result 1 means pass and 0 means fail. Okay, so it is the logistic regression curve. Okay, so here are the independent variable, that is number of hours studies, and the relative probability is given. So as we know, there is no direct relationship between the number of hours we study and the probability of passing. Means we can say simply that if we study more, there is more chances to get pass. But there are also chances that we do not study for a single hour, still we get passed, and we study for lots of hours, but still we are not passed. So there is no linear relationship between number of hours we study and to get passed in an exam. Okay, you will understand it very well. So as you can see, if by plotting this S curve, if we study for 30 hours, so the probability of getting pass is around 0.6. Okay, and if we study for 40 hours, the probability of getting pass is 100%, or probability is 1. Okay, so this is a very simple example of logistic regression. So we can see that there is no linear relationship between study hours and getting pass in an exam. Or you can also take number of hours you have taken the class of particular subject in your college, and getting pass in that subject exam. Okay, if you have not attended any of the class, still you may get pass, and you have attended if you have attended all the classes, still there are possibility you may get fail. Okay, so this is a very simple example of logistic regression. Clear? Next we will see some basic of logistic regression. So the model of probability of an event is formulated here rather than measuring it. We know that the probability varies from 0 to 1, already we know that. So we are not measuring that, we are modeling the probability of an event. Okay, so the probability, we know that ranging from 0 to 1, minimum probability of an event is 0 and maximum is 1. So we need to create a dependent variable, as a probability range requires a transformation from binary nominal variable in data set. So we need to create a dependent variable for probability range. To get the probability range of dependent variable, we need a transformation from binary nominal variable to this probability model. So the logit transformation is used for this transformation, okay, to create a dependent variable. Hence the name logistic regression is given. Okay, the transformation which is used to transform the binary nominal variable to the probability model is called logit transformation. Okay, that's why the name came into existence, logistic regression. Next, the logistic regression model is the log of odds and event. Okay, it is the log of odds of an event. So here odds and odd ratio is given by p upon 1 minus p, where p is nothing but the probability of an event occurring or happening. Okay, and the probability p you can find from the relationship odds equal to p upon 1 minus p. You can cross multiply this and you can find the value of odds p from here. The probability is nothing but odds upon 1 plus odds. Okay, you can get the value of probability from the previous this equation. Okay, then the logit regression equation is given by log of odds beta naught plus b1 xi1 b2 xi2 and up to bp xip and this error term. Okay, this is the logit regression equation, which is in terms of log of odds. Okay, so you can see this equation is similar to regression equation, but here we have multiple variable, so it is similar to multiple regression equation. So if you take only one independent variable, so it will become a type of linear regression. Clear? So we know the probability ranges from 0 to 1, but the log odds will range from minus infinite to plus infinite. Okay, so log odd is nothing but log of odds. Next, the logit function. The logit function is equal to the probability of an event, which is given by this form. Okay, where z is this z e to the power z upon 1 plus e to the power z, where z is nothing but log of odds. Log of odds, which is given by this same equation. Okay, it is same equation. So you can write this function also in the form of this, when you divide the whole equation by e to the power, or you can multiply the equation e to the power minus z and divide e to the power minus z. So this will become this one. Okay, so the function is given by this logit. So this is called logit function, and the z value is given by this regression equation, where b naught is intercept similar to regression, normal regression, and b1 b2 b3 are slope or coefficient of independent variable from 1 to k. Clear? Next, we will see one problem and try to solve the question based on this problem. So here we have given data of 5 students in terms of their study hours, and the results is given in passing the subject. One one is one class 1 is uh, pass, and 0 refers to fail. And the Lozet regression equation is given, where log odds is equal to minus 32 plus 2 into hours. Okay, so Lozet equation is given. So first we'll see what this the question is asking. The first question is, what is the probability of pass for the student who studied for 17 hours? Okay, so we need to find the study probability of a student who is studying for 17 hours. Okay, so the probability is given in terms of fz, which is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus z. We can find the probability which is dependent on z. Okay, and z is nothing but log odds. Okay, and log odds is given by this equation, by 32 minus 32 plus 2 into hours. So we have given hours, that is 17 hours. So we can calculate the value of z and put the value of z in this equation, and we can find directly the probability of passing in the exam. Clear? So the question will be solved like this. Function is given, or the probability in terms of function is given 1 upon e to the power minus z. So the z is log of odds, which is given by this equation. Okay, so the question is asking for 17 hours. So if we put 17 in terms of hours, so z will come out 2. Okay, so what will be the probability? We can find the probability by this equation. You can solve this by calculator. Using calculator, the probability comes out to be 0.88 or 88.8%. So the answer is, the probability of a student who studied for 17 hours is 88%. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule that if we study for 20 hours, the probability will increase. Okay, so this is a simple question. Second, he asked, the question is asking, at least how many hours a student should study that makes sure the student will pass the course with the probability of more than 95%. So the probability is given 95% or 0.95, and he is asking that how many hours he should study. So number of hours he is asking. Okay, so we have given the relation. Okay, we have given the relation between hours and log z, log odds, which is equal to z. So if we calculate z, we can calculate hours directly by using this equation. Okay, so there is a direct relation between z and p, which is given by this equation. So we have given probability 0.95. Using this, we can directly calculate the value of z like this. Okay, I'll suggest you to pause the video and solve it by your own. So z comes out to be 2.94. Clear? So z is 2.94. Now we need hours. So z is nothing but given by the equation 32 plus 2 into hours. Okay. So from this equation, putting the value of z is equal to 2.94, we can calculate value of, so z is given by minus 32 plus 2 into hours. By putting the value of z, that is 2.94, in this equation, we can calculate the number of hours. That comes out to be 17.47, which could be approximated to 17.5 hours. So we need according to question, to have the probability of more than 95% to get pass in an exam, we need to study at least 17.5 hours. Okay, 17.5 hours. So you can also cross check this answer by putting the number of hours in this equation. You will see if the probability is coming equal to 95 or not. Okay, you can go opposite and find the probability for 17.5 number of hours. Okay, in this equation put the value of z, hours in 17.5, you'll get the value of z, and you can put the value of z over here and you can find the probability is coming 9.95% or 0.95 or not. Okay, so this was the example. I hope you have understood this topic very well. Thank you.